Welcome to the Two Tunes podcast.
Welcome. It's December.
It is December.
So December to remember.
December to remember. A day to remember.
Yeah. So from I think last week's episode.
Okay.
I don't remember. Maybe two.
Okay.
At some point I was talking about a group and I was like, oh, it was Branston.
Yes.
The band. I was like, oh, I discovered them because I followed this one account on Instagram and they posted it on vinyl, and then I couldn't find the account.
Mm-hmm.
I found the account. It is _trusty chords.
Trusty chords.
Yeah, _trusty chords. Hamburg-based record collector, and he just posts pictures of records that he has. And so I'm showing Bo right now. There's him with the Branston record.
Cool.
But
are they all him holding
Yes.
them?
Yep. It's all like his forearm in hand and holding the album artwork with the artwork and then the thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I've discovered like quite a few groups from this guy, which is pretty cool because I'm like, oh, that band name sounds cool or that album artwork looks cool. That's how I used to find records and find albums and CDs and things. Be like, oh, that band looks cool.
Yeah.
That artwork is cool. I can spend $10 on that. Now I can just go on Spotify most of the time.
Have I mentioned this about Spotify or just streaming? Just streaming in general.
Yeah,
if you are just listening to the same 100 albums,
okay,
you're wasting your money.
Yeah.
You're wasting your money. Spotify and Apple and Tidal should be about discovery.
So should Netflix and everything else too. People are wasting their money by rewatching The Office or whatever 1,000 times.
Yes,
but you're paying for the convenience.
Yes,
that's what you're paying. You're not paying. Most people are paying for that. You're not paying for the discovery options as much.
Yeah, you're like, I can watch this. Mm-hmm. Get a library card.
Do you know what's annoying? So I know people complain about this with Netflix. Like when you're searching for a certain thing, and then we're like, oh, do you mean, this movie, Mission Impossible 6 or whatever? Is that what you're looking for? And you're like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. They're like, yeah, we don't have it.
Oh yeah.
So do that.
Yeah.
Spotify does that sometimes too.
Okay.
Like I can it'll like kind of autofill like, is this what you're looking for? I'm like, yeah, and then it's just not there.
Okay.
It's super annoying.
I understand that on TV movie streamers. I do not understand that on Apple or Spotify.
Yeah.
At all. It doesn't make sense because why would you not have it? Why would you even have it in your database of we once had it?
Maybe.
But then why did they take it down?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Yeah. There's an album. It's MXPX. They have a live album.
Yeah.
And I've kind of been waiting to play that band.
MXPX?
Yeah, it's been one of my favorite bands
I'm
since
surprised.
I was 12. But I've been waiting to play them because there's a specific, because I want to play one of their covers, and it's a cover they do on their live album. You cannot, live album is not on Spotify.
Yeah.
Is it? Can you look and see if it's on Apple Music?
What do you want?
It's called At the Show.
At the Show by MXPX.
I'm just curious if it's there.
At the Show. Album. No, but here's the thing. So, are you talking about you can search it and you're click? Because
it doesn't pop up and then you just can't click on it.
Okay, no. What I meant, if I do this, and you hit At the Show, is that what pops up?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so autofilling.
It autofills.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably because people have searched for that before.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's it's an autocorrect because this is what people have searched before. And no, you can't find this live route.
I'm just really curious, though, what about this particular album makes it not on streaming?
Do you know who it was put out by?
I think that's when they were on A&M. Their major label that they were on. So I don't know. And then there's also the thing so they do this Ramones cover. So maybe that's the problem. But then there's times when they have albums and then there's certain songs you just can't listen to.
When were they on
have that before.
A&M? Just what years?
I don't know.
Never mind. I discovered it.
Actually, I think... Wait,
it was early 2000s.
Oh, no, this is a Tooth and Nail release.
Okay.
This was before their major label thing. Yeah, so what the heck? Why is it not on streaming? That's annoying.
Because they never pushed for it? Okay, so weird things. Not weird things.
Mm.
I discovered a soundtrack, and I already forget what it is, but I was interested in the original music, and it's like brand new. It's like this just came out, and like half of the songs on the album are grayed out, as in like, oh, you don't have access to this,
Right.
and the reason is because all of these are like songs by other artists, so kind of like a it's not like, so I did it for the score, but it's the soundtrack. Makes sense? So soundtrack is like a compilation, big in the 90s.
Yeah. They should do more of those.
They should, but the problem is streaming.
Yeah.
Like you can't get all the rights to put it in, and it's really just a playlist. So that maybe the record label could be like, here's our official playlist for blah, blah. But it was just a bunch of cover songs, or not even cover songs, just like the original versions of these other songs that aren't part of it. And it's like, I don't understand why you can't just have links to things. Like, it's in this, and it's like, okay, this is going to be a playlist. Like, if you're going to have this, make it a playlist and be like, here's the official playlist from Paramount Pictures or whatever. So yeah, it's weird and interesting.
I was just listening to some podcast was talking about something like that. Oh, the show Moonlighting.
Okay.
Which is Bruce Willis,
Yeah,
Sybil Shepherd. Like, I never watched it. I think I was too young to probably like watch that or whatever. But I was aware of it. And apparently they use like a lot of music in that show, and so that's kind of why it's never been anywhere, like a streaming or DVD or any of that kind of stuff, because of like getting the licensing and all that.
Yes.
For the songs. But I guess they're working on it. I don't know. That's kind of it's just that. So when you look up, there's a website called MXPX Archive.
Yeah.
And it says about that this is the only... Wait, where is it? Somewhere it said that. Somewhere it says about, this album is the only primary MXPX release that is not available for digital streaming. That's all it says. There's no reason why. There's no whatever. Also, it's on vinyl. I should try to find it on vinyl.
There you go.
But it's annoying. Also, so the cover I want to do is a Ramones song, and it's called "The KKK Took My Baby Away."
Yeah.
But apparently, on the Christian Bookstore release of the CD, that track was excluded.
Of course.
That's really funny.
So speaking of live records,
Yeah.
Polyphia, instrumental band, put out a live record recently. It sounds like a live record.
Okay.
Like, it sounds like we're recording from the audience.
So
like,
not good.
I don't want to say not good, because like it still sounds good. It just sounds weird though. Like the audience is too loud.
Like it's like they just put mics in the audience. Or whatever.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
They like the audience to band ratio is out of whack. I think they need to. So it might be like they just put up microphones in the room.
Yeah.
Because even like when they're talking, it doesn't sound like they're talking and it's being recorded from the mixer. It sounds like it's being recorded in the room.
Yeah, that's weird.
And instrumental bands. I talked to a guitar student, an adult guitar student, and his friend went to see them, and they're like, it was like the weirdest show ever, because they came out, they didn't say anything, they played through their set, and then they left. And I was like, that's weird. So then when I was listening to this, I'm like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of talking, and I'm like, well, who would talk if there was talking? And it's not Tim Henson. It's the other guitar player.
Jim Henson.
Yes, Jim Henson.
He's not actually playing. It's Kermit.
It's Kermit. Howdy-ho, guys. Welcome to the Polyphia Show. This is a really bad impression, by the way. So, the album is called Live at the Factory in Deep Elm.
Deep Elm.
Elm.
Down in Texas.
Yes, down in Texas.
That's where Snarky Puppy recorded their last album.
Yeah. At the Factory?
Might be.
It's not, because the Factory is like a venue. I don't think they...
No, theirs wasn't a venue.
They always record
not like a traditional venue.
Yeah, it's like in a recording studio, but they invite people to come to the recording studio and be like, we have 10 tickets. Here you go.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't like that sounds that live record is interesting because like when you're listening to it, first off, all of the records are live records, and
the exception of a couple.
True.
Yeah.
The early ones.
And they did two.
Didn't they redo them?
No, they didn't redo them, but they did the two before this one. What the heck are they called?
It's a great question.
I'll look them up. They were not live. They did not have people there.
Okay.
Because
COVID?
No. They were like, we miss the ability to
overdub.
Oh, Immigrants and Culture Vulture, 2016 and 2019. Yeah, they're like, we wanted the ability to do all the things that you can do when you do a regular recording. Like
when you do a studio recording.
Yeah, studio recording. You can overdub, you can re-record things, you can this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
They just wanted the ability to do that for those couple of records. So
like that record, or at least not those records, but the Snarky Puppy records that are live, quote unquote, in a room, like you don't know that they're live until you hear the audience at the end, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
that was live? Because it's like, first off, they're really good, and secondly, the quality of recording is more very close mic'd stuff instead of...
Well, that's why they started doing that. That was the whole thing. Was people are like, your live shows are great. Your albums are good, but like the live shows are even better. You know what I mean? They're like...
They wanted to feed off
They're like, do a live album. And they're like, but live albums suck because the recording quality and blah, blah, blah and all that other stuff. And they're like, how can we get the best of both worlds?
Yep. Live in studio.
I did that I went to that recording of Dynamo, their record. Salina.
There was another record, 4 Year Strong, holiday special live.
Okay.
First off, it's only a holiday special because they recorded it around the holidays. I think it was like a couple years ago. It's not live in the sense of like there's an audience. I think that it was like a live stream.
Oh, okay.
Live, like they played, but there's no audience whatsoever. So I'm like listening. I was like, what makes this live? Why is it called Holiday Special Live? And like at the very end, you hear like talking. I didn't listen all the way through, but it's just different qualities of recording sounds. So the Polyphia one, very much like almost bootleg-ish, but it's official. And then Snarky Puppy, you don't even know, unless like you watch the video of it, or and like it's its own thing. I don't want to really consider it a live show, like a live recording.
I mean, it is.
Yes,
it's live in studio.
Yeah, but like there's so much. Anyways,
the Starting Line did a thing like you said about with the 4 Year Strong. Like 2 years ago, I guess maybe.
Yeah,
like kind of in the heart of the pandemic and stuff. It was just them in like a space.
Yeah,
and they did a live stream, and then they released it.
Yeah, the Deer Hunter did that too.
Yeah,
they
it was cool. I watched one of them. I forget which one it was.
The Deer Hunter did their first Act 1, like the whole thing, start to finish, but also kind of like boosted it a little bit because when it was written, it was like just Casey and like his brother and some other people. He didn't really have a band at that point.
Yeah.
So that live just came out recently, and that the recording of it was done in 2020. So the putting out of it is pretty interesting. So what are we here to do?
Talk about lots of stuff.
It really is true. I got to remember something for next time since we talked 14 minutes.
Okay.
So we talk about two tunes, hence the name of the
Propcast.
Propcast, where we prop you up. And yeah, we just bullshit about two tunes. So my tune. So, you know, like back in the day, like when I say back in the day, I mean like madrigals and like,
sure,
like 1700s, 1800s, maybe even the 1600s, where like the name of the song was just the first couple words.
Yep.
This is that.
Yeah.
So the song is called Two Queens in a King Size Bed.
Yeah.
And the first words are two queens in a king size bed.
Yeah, but this feels less like that. Though.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But
Yeah.
like,
it's not like, I don't know, frolicking in the poppies in the merry month of May or whatever.
yes,
It's like a full-on sentence.
it is the first line
Yeah.
of the poem or of the thing. And this is by Girl in Red. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of Girl in Red?
No, but it sounds like a thing I would listen to.
So
I mean, I like it. So.
Every time that I just quote unquote discover somebody, I'm like, oh, no one's ever heard of this. But if you look at their tours, she was on the Eras tour.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, oh yeah, this is not an unknown artist at all. And then I forget what was before the Eras tour.
One Direction or something. Harry Styles.
It was something big.
Beyonce.
It wasn't Beyonce. I think this would be really weird to pair with
Beyonce's tour movie.
No, I haven't watched any tour movie. What's like the most famous tour movie? Isn't it like the Talking Heads?
Well, that one they just re-released. Probably the Stones. They have one, I think.
Didn't we talk about like how we're not going to listen to that a couple weeks ago?
And I'm not.
How we're not going to.
I just think that they have one.
Okay, so it's pretty much a one-person project.
Mm-hmm. The girl, the titular girl in red.
They're from Norwegian. They're from
Norway.
They're from Norway, but they are Norwegian.
Do you know what's a fun thing that I like that sounds like that? People from Glasgow.
Yeah,
are called Glaswegians.
That's okay. So Marie Ulven Ringheim.
That seems right.
Or maybe Ringheim. Heim.
Yeah.
Heim. Ringheim. Which is a pretty easy Norwegian name to pronounce. Some interesting things that are in her bio here on the most accurate of all websites, Wikipedia.
It's that Girl in Red website, right?
Yeah.
Girl in Red fan site.
But then they also maybe Ulven is part of her last name.
Yeah, they will often have, I feel like.
Yeah, because it's not saying
names.
It's not like Ringheim. It's Ulven. Ulven received her first guitar at Christmas gift as a Christmas gift from her grandfather in 2012, but didn't start playing until 2013 after losing interest in fingerboarding.
What?
Do you know what fingerboarding is?
Like
yes,
tech decks or whatever. Those little.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, wait, fingerboarding, like riding a skateboard with your fingers? It's like, yes, yes, it is. Scaled down replica of a skateboard that a person, quote unquote, rides with their fingers rather than their feet. Which is like, this is awesome. They're on, or some of the things have been released on AWOL, which is short for Artist Without a Label. But who's the parent company of AWOL?
Probably Warner
Sony Music.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, you got a label. It's called AWOL. The first two EPs that she put out were called Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, which I really dig ideas that are like just kind of show connection between other things and like, oh, well, maybe it's like this and that and the other thing.
By the way, before the Eras tour, it was the Billie Eilish tour.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was it. So yeah. So I guess I've been doing this for a while. Of like when December hits, I just hit like wintry, Christmassy songs. So that's the reason for this.
I'll get one. Just one probably. Just
one. Okay. So here is Two Queens in a King Size Bed. What makes it? Actually, no. I got a previous thought. Why is Hallelujah a Christmas song?
It's not.
It's on all the Christmas playlists.
I know. So is My Favorite Things. Also not a Christmas song.
Yeah, but why? Like, why are they like? Just because it's like I think of Christmas, so I'm gonna put it on my
Hallelujah because Jesus probably,
but it's not really about Jesus at all.
You've seen that meme? It's like Leonard Cohen finishes writing Hallelujah. It's like, guys, I have the perfect song for sad montage and Shrek.
Yeah.
My favorite things because they mention a couple of winter things and presents
because they're gifts.
But she said, like, don't they mention?
Like at the beginning,
isn't there some mention of? I just did this freaking show for 12 shows. Anyway, there's like slight mentions of wintertime things and whatever, but it's not a Christmas song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. This
Also,
is
Jingle Bells is a Thanksgiving song.
Yes.
I
So
just want
what?
everybody to know.
So what makes this Christmas? I mean, this like it kinda,
Sleigh bells.
Sleigh bells. There you go. Sleigh bells. I like the piano sound.
Two queens in a king-size bed.
That's the first line.
There's no mistletoe above our
Mistletoe.
Yeah, there's a Christmas reference or a winter time.
But I'll
Nice
kiss
reverb.
you anyway on Christmas.
The way she says anyway.
She says Christmas.
There you go. Yeah, the way that she
I'll
said
kiss
anyway.
you anyway on
Like, I like it.
Christmas Day.
It's not perfect, and it's just like throwaway line kind of.
I don't have a lot to give, but I would give you everything. All my time is yours to spend. Let me wrap you in with my skin, with my skin.
So I heard that part where I have an idea of throwing that in of like having a really calm, but then like in this like where she would say skin is like you hear yelling.
I like all the production on this.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff.
And then I want them all. Your freckled cheeks are tangled feet. The closer the better it gets. So let's stay right here until
Just because I'm not good at this production
Yeah.
stuff, like I haven't really studied it and worked at it, like how long does it take just to like tweak the vocals and like is it I guess it would be more of a question for her, like not of how long, but even just like, did you know that like you want this part to be like by yourself and over here, and then this part's full and this part moves over here? Like, I guess you kind of have that in mind.
My thought of how I would do it is like you come up with a song and you write the song and you record the song, and then like you let it sit there, marinate, and then you'd be like, ooh, it would be really cool if we did this here, and then you throw it in there, and then like it's a lot of like the song is probably done way before all the production stuff goes on it, and like twice as long might be like the production of adding in those little pieces. Now you might already like while you're writing it, you're like, ooh, and then at this point we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like you might have those ideas built into it, but then whoever produced it might be like, oh, and then we'll do this and we'll do this, and then you like play it for somebody, and you're like, oh, how about this?
Just like all those moments, like this vocal is like that, and this one's like this, and then just how long it takes to like tweak all that, and when you know you're done and all that. This would be more questions for her.
Yeah, 100%. Or anybody really, like Phineas or Phoebe Bridgers. These people are similar artists to this that kind of throw in cool production to that. I don't know. I think it just takes time.
Cool. I like it. I like that song.
Yeah.
Have you listened to more of her?
No, this is just a single, so I've just listened to this song, but I dig her vibe.
Good job finding a me song, Bo.
A you song.
Yeah, that's very much a me song. That's a pretty song.
Well, I don't really think of
I really think of songs like that, actually.
I don't think of like what is Brandon gonna love.
You should. That's what you should base all of your life decisions on.
Wow, this came out in 2020, or at least the video for it came out. So we're here to continually talk about two tunes and listen to helicopters in the background.
How do you feel about Nashville indie punks?
Is that what this band is? It's
Apparently.
Nashville Indie Punks.
Yeah. On their Bandcamp. This is Dad Hats, by the way. It says Tennessee Dog Rock.
Tennessee Dog Rock?
And it says, 4 business boys doing unbusiness rock and roll. We like it. Do you? We sure hope so. That's fun. Yeah, this is the band Dad Hats. I forget where I first saw them. I think I saw the name and I was like, well, that's a band I want to listen to.
Dad Hat.
At least check them out. Not Dad Hat, different group.
Okay.
Dad Hats. This is from their latest release, which was from February of 2023. Their second LP called Spill. Since I have discovered them, which has maybe been a couple months now, I've seen this album like all over the place on like best ofs for the year, and like, ooh, you got to check out this record kind of thing. So I feel pretty good about like, oh yeah.
So there on Apple, there are 2
Dad Hats.
Dad Hats.
Stop.
And I'm wondering if like they just first, because it's on the one Dad Hat, it's just this album.
Okay.
And then on the other Dad Hats, it's a bunch of different stuff.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering if it's just the same band and they screwed up.
Does the other one look like this? Because there's on Spotify, there's another one.
Well, how many albums are there?
Well, the other one that I just showed you is like not a thing at all.
Okay.
This Dad Hats, though.
So there are 2 Dad Hats.
Well, just like most bands, there's like a lot of different names.
Yeah.
This band that we are discussing, their other album is The Second Longest Driveway in Indiana.
Yes. That's on the same one.
2018.
And I like the song Pavlov's Dog, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't listen to it, but I like the name.
Yeah. How about my favorite show is the Weather Channel?
My cousin, who lived in Kansas,
Uh-huh.
was obsessed with the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
Probably because, tornadoes.
So the first song I heard of theirs was the last track.
Okay.
Because I didn't realize my Spotify was on shuffle.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, oh yeah, I saved this album. I meant to listen to it. Let me like actually listen to it. And that song's more like acoustic-y and stuff. And I was like, and then when it went to whatever song after, and I was like, wait, what is their sound? So I had to like then I realized it was like shuffle. So I had to go through and like listen correctly. Had trouble picking a song just because like a lot of them I like the whole album really. I didn't want to pick the acoustic-y one because, again, not like fully representative of their sound. But this is Claustrophobia, which is the second track off of the album. Fun fact, when you like go to share it from like Spotify and stuff,
yeah,
it's like in a snow globe.
Yeah.
So this counts as a Christmas song.
Did you just discover that?
I discovered it last night when
Okay.
I went to send it to you.
So, Claustrophobia, Dad Hats.
Dad Hats.
Spill.
It happened again. I'm feeling around for a light switch. Can't even be alone with my thoughts for a minute. When you come on down with only $1, you're gonna get some dirty looks. And if I'm cold and claustrophobic,
I want to listen to their first album. Also, I haven't listened to that yet.
I've never been someone who could improvise. But now you know I gotta try. Now I sit at the bar, I'll tell anyone who'll listen. I know things change, but why they have to
I like the lead singer's voice.
Yeah.
It like reminds me of a couple people, but like it's unique. It's got a little bit of Mark Hoppus to it,
Okay.
but like mixed with somebody else.
someone who could improvise. But now you know I gotta try. I've never been.
I've got 2 long drives this week, so I'm gonna add this to their first album and probably this one to my playlist to listen to. I'm trying to listen to a bunch of stuff I haven't listened to yet.
It's a roll of the dice. It's a hang off a cliff. But I lost my grip, and now I'm leaving with nothing. And I thought you might want me back, and all I have to do is keep it together. But I'll take my consolation prize, even if I like the old guy better. 'Cause I like him better.
Awfully quiet over there, Bo.
Yeah, I'm actively listening.
Okay.
So even more so because I'm in this audio class of stuff, and I'm reading this this book. Crap. It's about it's pretty much it's about like what is it about? It's about listening. I know it's audio production and critical listening.
Okay.
By what's the guy's name? Jason Casey. No, Jason Corey. And it's taking the time to like pay attention, but listening, kind of like as music teachers, we.
Song's over, right, Bo? Song's over.
No, it's not.
Song's over.
I hate this part of the song. I love it, but I hate it at the same time because
it doesn't go into the next song. It's just like its own thing.
So like 25
I knew
seconds.
you wouldn't like it. Yeah. I like it too.
I like it on its own.
Yeah.
But it should be the start of the next song, or like maybe it is like late, like it's a sneak peek of the next song. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't like that part.
Sorry. Anyways, so as music teachers, we listen and are trained to identify melodies, so like pitches.
Yeah.
And intervals and chords. But like as an audio engineer, there are other things that you should be aware of, like, okay, stereo field, like where are things? Room sounds. Oh, this room sounds like this, and like being able to describe it and then maybe even identify it like mathematically.
Okay.
Hearing different frequencies. I'm not going to be able to do that. But like, oh, that sounds like this. So the first thing that kind of I know from this book is that do you know what a parametric EQ is and a graphic EQ?
I know what EQ is.
Okay, so a graphic EQ is like set frequencies, and they're about like the Q. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it's the Q is like the width of how much it affects different sets of frequencies. So it's about like 2. The Q is about 2, which is the width of how much it reacts. And there's a standard, ISO standard, of third octave.
Okay.
And an octave in frequency is like if you have 1 kilohertz, the next octave up is 2 kilohertz, and then the next octave up is 4 kilohertz, and then the next octave up is double that and double that and double that. But then they have like thirds in between there. And they first start you off like on the octave, saying like, okay, if you hear a boost at 250, it's going to sound like an ooh sound, like food. If you have it at 500, you're going to hear an O sound, like no. And then, so the vowels from about 250 to, I think it might be even, vowel sounds go up to 4K. So you have oo, o, e, and e. The e comes before the e. And then you have like a s and then a ts, like with on the 8K, 16K. And if you can like hear that, then you can be like, ooh, I don't like that because I'm getting this sound, this tss. And then you can be like, oh, well, you know, that tss is kind of between 8 and 16K, so you pull it down a little bit. So identifying those, which everybody is taught that because of vowels. Like A, E, I, O, U. Like you're taught, to distinguish that by hearing. It's like, oh, I know what letter you're saying. And then identify it to a thing. So it's like bat, b, at, right? Like we're able to like, okay, b, that's a B, e, a, t. Okay, cool. We know how to spell. or at least understand what the person is saying. So this is just a different context of that. Just like if you hear a perfect fifth, what song do you hear?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's what that book is. And then that's like kind of like what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like, and some of it is just like objective, like, oh, I don't like this, I would probably do this, and then I'd know how to EQ it.
Sure.
Like I didn't like, I think that the cymbals the were a little bit too bright for me, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Plus, different headphones mean different things. I like listening. I like coming here because I listened in these headphones, where most of I want to get a set of headphones, wireless headphones that like kind of mimic what these are doing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if the Apple over the ear ones will do that or not. I don't know. Anyways,
Are those the ones where you put your earpods or your AirPods into the speaker? Have you seen those?
no.
So they make over the ear headphones,
What?
but you put your AirPod in it. You not seen this?
No. Over the earbuds. Oh my god! Okay. We're gonna finish this episode up, and I'm gonna look at this. But I appreciate you guys listening to all this, and if you'd like to join the conversation, we forgot to mention the Discord for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Also, a bunch of other things. So like, subscribe. I should really figure out how to like isolate that, because it's really quiet.
Yeah. It's just
When she did that,
we're just
my daughter.
incepting.
Incepting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook. Join the Discord.
All that good junk. And we'll see you next week for another Two Tunes podcast.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.